The most dangerous predators on the planet, such as lions, tigers, bears and crocodiles, begin their life journey helpless and incredibly cute. It's even hard to imagine that a tough hunter will grow out of this kid. In this video, let's take a look at the cutest babies of the most formidable predators. The bears. Everyone knows that these animals have incredible strength, and if you disturb them during hibernation, then also with rage, it is in the winter months in January and February that 2 to 3 blind, toothless, covered with sparse fur bear cubs are born in a bear's den, which weigh on average 500 to 600 grams and a little over 20 centimeters long. Cubs feed on their mother's milk. The she-bear loses up to 40% of the accumulated weight, because during the winter feeding of her cubs, she does not leave her den. On average, the cubs stay with the she-bear for about 2.5 years. During this period she teaches them how to hunt, and all the features of independent life. It is not uncommon for males to attack, which can easily kill the cubs, so the bear keeps them under constant control, and does not let go far away from her. So, if you come across cute teddy bears in the forest, you shouldn't approach them, their mother is somewhere nearby. When the cubs become old enough for independent life, the bear leaves them. Young bears can live as a family for a few more months, but then they will definitely disperse. Wolves. Wolves live in packs. Everything about family relations in wolves is pretty strict. Usually, the female and male, which form a pair, do not part until one of them dies. They live in large families from 3 to 40 individuals. Their hierarchy is very clear. The family is headed by an alpha male and an alpha female, then the oldest family members, then lone wolves, and the last are puppies from the last litter. After birth, the female does not leave the babies for several days. For about a month and a half, the female feeds future wolves with milk, and already from 2 months of age meat appears in their diet. When puppies reach puberty in their 3rd or 4th year of life, they look for a mate outside the pack, and then form their families. Puppies from the same litter never mate. While the female is raising the cubs, the flock takes care of her safety and brings food to her and the children. If something happens to the mother, then another she-wolf will come to replace her, capable of producing milk. Puppies are born deaf and blind, but they can identify their mother through their special sense of smell. The cubs can leave the den only at the age of 3 months, and take part in the hunt only at 7 months, when their teeth are fully formed. Lions. Before the birth of the babies, the lioness leaves the pride, and the first weeks of the lion's life are hidden from the rest of the members of the lion's group. From 1 to 6 babies are born, but most often 3. The mother takes care of them for the first time, and after returning to the pride, all the lionesses are equally affectionate with the cubs. In the pride, lion cubs are born almost simultaneously, and this is a great advantage, since mutual feeding and collective protection greatly reduce the mortality of the cubs. The lion's role in caring for the offspring is to protect the pride from stray male lions. He can also make sure that when the prey is divided, the lion cubs get their portion. Newborn lion cubs weigh only 1 to 2 kilograms. On the 11th day they open their eyes, and on the 15th they begin to walk. Lionesses can raise their cubs like a kindergarten. While a couple of lionesses remain with the children, the rest hunt. If something happens to the mother during the hunt, then other lionesses will look after her children. At the age of 7 months, they completely switch to eating meat and begin to accompany adult lions during the hunt. Teen lion cubs usually do not leave the pride until 2, and sometimes even 4 years of age, and young females generally remain in the pride. One of the main dangers that threaten the lion cubs is the attack of males from other prides, who are trying to kill the offspring of their competitors. Crocodiles. In the minds of most people, crocodiles are cold-blooded predators, reptiles that do not have a great mind, that's all. But for many it may come as a surprise that crocodiles are caring and attentive mothers. Crocodiles lay their eggs either in the sand or in small caves, which are then carefully guarded. Closer to the time of hatching, small crocodiles will squeak. Hearing a squeak, the mother will gently break the eggs to help the young crocodiles get out. Cubs of reptiles are born fully formed, capable of active movement, feeding, and may well stand up for themselves. Quite often, they travel to a new place of residence in their mother's mouth. You can observe an amazing picture of how a huge lizard-like creature with indescribable tenderness lifts one after another of its tiny descendants, and with slow caution carries them to the water between the terrifying fangs, and sometimes just hides them under the tongue. Devoted parents for a few months more protect the cubs in the nursery in quiet shallow backwaters, warm and rich in food. Some mothers bring their offspring there and leave them in the care of another female. Child custody lasts 2 to 3 months. Cubs try to stick together and, in case of danger, shout so loudly that the call is heard by the mother from a long distance. It turns out that even the most violent and dangerous predators can be good parents. Tiny crocodiles feed on various invertebrates that inhabit the reservoir and the coastal area: insects, mollusks, crustaceans, worms. Growing up, young predators prefer larger food: lizards, frogs, fish, and water birds. They grow quite quickly. Young alligators in the first 3 years of life reach 1.5 meters in length. However, crocodiles grow throughout their life, but in old age they add only 1 to 2 centimeters per year. These reptiles reach sexual maturity by 6 to 8 years, and live up to 80 and even 100 years. Tigers. Usually 2 to 4 cubs are born. In rare cases there can be 6 of them. Despite the fact that the cubs are born quite developed, they are absolutely helpless and are completely dependent on their mother. After a week, the newborn cubs open their eyes. The first month and a half are milk-fed. At the age of 2 months, the mother and her offspring leave the den. The cubs regularly begin to eat meat, but the mother's milk continues to feed up to 5 to 6 months. Cubs are very mobile and playful. When they are full, all their free time from sleep is busy with each other and flirting with the tigress. 1.5-year-old tigers are quite independent, although many do not leave their mother until 3 to 5 years old. The female, as best she can, protects her offspring, especially from foreign males, since they are able to destroy them. These predators, which are at the very top of the food pyramid, have practically no natural enemies. Only brown bears are capable of resisting tigers, but even then only when the bear is dealing with a young, inexperienced animal. As a rule, tigers are stronger than bears because they are faster, for the same size and body weight. Due to hunting and destruction of the natural habitat, the number of tigers is rapidly decreasing. 100 years ago, the population was estimated at 100,000 wild tigers, and now there are about 5,000 of them. About 20,000 animals are kept in captivity, which prevents the complete destruction of the species. Nature suffers primarily from human activities, therefore, a person owes a lot to nature, and how he is going to repay these debts is currently not known. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. If it was interesting, support the video with likes. Thank you for subscribing, and take a look at what else we have prepared for you.